My grandmother Mina was the most important person in my life until about 8 months ago. That was when I met my girlfriend Stacy. I paint, and Stacy found me through DeviantArt. We exchanged messages there for a few weeks before I finally bucked up the courage to ask her for her Skype info. In the beginning, we only talked about art, our favorite artists, which periods we enjoyed the most, our own creative dreams. Talking about art turned into flirting, turned into serious interest, turned into long distance dating. Eventually, we made plans to meet in person, with her living in St. Louis and me living in Houston. This wasn't easy. Neither one of us makes a lot of money off our art, not yet at least, but there's always that glowing coal in our belly that makes us think we will eventually. Hopefully. After scraping enough money together to buy a plane ticket, the plan was for me to fly up to see her for a whole week. That way we could gauge whether or not we truly fit together. A whole week in St. Louis meant that I had to leave Mina alone. I should explain. My parents died in a car accident when I was little. No need to apologize, as I don't remember them at all. I see them in photos around my grandmother's house, but they're strangers to me. My grandmother is the one that raised me, and when she had a stroke, it became my job to take care of her, because the stroke left her catatonic. Some people have told me that someone catatonic can see and hear in this condition. Others say it's just blackness, like sleeping without dreams. I always tended to side with the seeing and hearing camp. Mina always told me that deciding to pull the plug on my parents was the most horrific decision she'd ever made. And that if I were ever in her position, I was to keep her alive for as long as her money allowed. She has more than enough money, so I'll never have to worry about having to make that decision. A nurse, his name is Cancio, stops by her house every day for an hour to take care of her. But let's be honest, Cancio's attention is split between however many patients he's caring for. My attention is only on her. I didn't always hang out in her room when he was there. I usually just left him alone and let him do his work so he could get on to his next patient. When I was with them both, Cancio taught me how to do several things. How to give a sponge bath, how to clean any blood or saliva that leaked around the hole she got as a result of her tracheotomy, how to change a catheter, etc., etc., etc. Every day after work I would drive to her house. She's only a block away, so it's easy to spend time with her. Stacy and I would sometimes Skype while I was over there. I even introduced Stacy to Mina over Skype so they both could see each other. Stacy talked to my grandmother like Mina could understand her. That really hit home for me. A lot of times when people met her, they just talked really loudly. You know, like those people that don't speak a native language and think that yelling the English language louder and slower with each repetition will clear things up. Stacy didn't do that, and I appreciated it more than she will ever know. The week in St. Louis went better than I ever expected. While there, I realized that I love Stacy. I'd just gotten out of a serious multi-year relationship with a girl that was emotionally and verbally abusive. After her, I went through several girls, each was more broken than the last, before realizing that although they each had their own issues, the real problem was me. I was dodging girls that had it all together and picking damaged ones. This was my own fault. Stacy was complete, and I loved that I didn't have to change myself to fit her mold of what I should be. I didn't have to walk on eggshells with what I said or deal with her wanting to be drunk or high 24/7. It was nice to be myself. That quote that I always used to roll my eyes at comes to mind, but I don't roll my eyes anymore. Cue the puking, because Stacy felt like home. Stacy was the one that I wanted to be with. Over the following months, Stacy and I talked every day. We planned out her move to Houston. She applied a million places and got rejected a million times. She finally got a job and everything sped up. She moved here in late April. We were beyond excited. Instead of living 12 hours away, now Stacy only lived 30 minutes away. We spent almost every day with each other. That meant that I was spending less and less time with Mina. Occasionally when I got to spend time with her, she seemed listless. I know that seems like a silly thing to say. She's catatonic. How could she be anything but listless? But she was. It went the opposite way, too. I could tell that she seemed to perk up when I brought Stacy around. Mina got sick 2 weeks ago. Stacy and I took her to the hospital, and the doctor said she had a minor lung infection, but it was nothing to worry about. He said there was some irritation around the place where she'd had her tracheotomy. He assured us that it was nothing to worry about. Mina got better within a few days, and everything seemed to be going well until Wednesday. When I went to visit her that night, she was pale and hardly breathing. Blood dripped down her neck, dotting her white pillow on either side. My grandmother died that night, and I truly believe that she waited until I found the person I was meant to be with. She wanted to see me happy before she left. That's the part that hurts the most. See, I showed Mina a picture of every girl that I was dating or thinking about dating. When she saw the picture, she would either sigh through her catatonia or do nothing at all. When I introduced her to Stacy over Skype the first time, I could swear that she hummed a single note. It was high and sweet and reminded me of all the times when she'd be cooking dinner for us in the kitchen, just humming up a storm, happy in her own little world of garlic and olive oil and family. My grandmother went through hell while she patiently waited for me to find my other half. When the doctor told me that she died, he also asked me a few bizarre questions. I didn't understand them at first, but when I found out that I'd been helping Kanchio kill the woman that raised me, I wanted to die myself. When the doctor told me that he'd found semen in my grandmother's lungs, I realized that when Kanchio taught me how to clean up Mina's track hole, he'd also taught me how to clean her up after he'd finished with her.